Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a bonus reading for the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Virgo, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Virgo, I hope that you're doing well. This is a really special reading that I'm doing today, and it's based on a guided meditation that I did a few years ago. And it was all about messages from my future self. And it was a guided meditation that I found on YouTube. I don't know if I'd ever be able to find that again, but it came at a really crucial time during my spiritual awakening. And it was all about how your future self would thank you for kind of everything that you're doing today, all of the obstacles and challenges and successes and lessons learned in the here and now only serve your future self. So that's what this reading is all about. I am using this beautiful Pray Night crystal with some epidote in it to kind of clear the energies. At the time that I'm reading, it is Mercury retrograde and coming up on an eclipse. So even though these readings are timeless, the time that I am reading, it's just a little shaky right now. There have been some iterations of some daily readings that I've had to record over and over and over because the words just would not come out. So this is just to help with some groundedness. I'm using two very brand new and exciting decks that I want to show you. The first one for the overall energy is going to be from the Healing Heart Oracle. And this brand new deck, which I'm so excited to show you, is called the Mira Visions Oracle and Tarot, and it's by James Eads, who has created a lot of beautiful tarot decks and oracle decks. And for any additional clarifying cards, we're just going to use the Mystic Mondays. So cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for Virgo, Angel Spirits Guides. Do you have any messages for Virgo? Thank you. Virgo, you got number 7, which is the Chariot card in the Major Arcana of the Tarot. It talks about victory. And the words are curious heart, embark on a great adventure. Curious heart, embark on a great adventure. Isn't this fabulous? Very, very different energies than what the fire signs got. But I'm loving it. And I'm loving the fact that there's kind of like, I don't know if you can tell, there's like a sundial like right where her ear is, kind of suggesting illumination, but through things that you will be receiving from, you know, listening closely, listening to spirit perhaps. That's really, really beautiful. And just, I'm loving this golden hue, this golden cast over everything here in her heart space. So there could be something that you're asking questions about at this time that you could be curious about. We shall see. I'm hoping, like, the sun is out, but it's like a little cloudy, so I'm wondering, I'm just going to turn on that light. We'll see what we can see for Virgo, please. Wow. For Virgo, I'm going to pull 4 cards for the, oh, I can already tell this is going to be a really powerful reading. 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for clarifier, past, present, future, advice from spirit, messages from your future self. Wow. Lots of cards fell, but only one came out in upright. Lots of major arcana. All right, that's it. So let's begin. Beautiful. Virgo. Number 11. The Hanged Man in the Major Arcana. Very first card on the table. And it's your energy. The Hanged Man. So this deck is what they call lenticular. So we see two images in one, which is what makes it so spectacular and expensive. The Hanged Man, Virgo energy. This talks about this pretty gruesome image. I mean, I must say, the piranhas in the water here. And this idea of kind of, it's about sacrifice, as we can see here. It's about sacrifice, literally, this card, but also kind of taking a step back from a situation because we're too close to it to be able to see clearly. And in this past energy, you had to, it's almost like with these hands, I don't see the hands coming together. I see the hands drifting apart. It's maybe you had to say goodbye to something, a situation, a person. You know, it's crazy though. I see this as your hand, and I see this as the other person or situation. Your hand is open and letting go, and their hand is like trying to grip on. It's weird. This is such a brutal image, but not a typical Hanged Man card. But what I see from it in its kind of gruesomeness is a type of surrender. It's this inevitability of experience, like whatever it is that you were separating from or sacrificing, I feel as though it was an inevitability. It was going to happen, and you sensed it, and you made a choice to make it happen as opposed to having it happen to you. This is usually a theme that comes up when we get the Tower card in the tarot. The Tower is great upheaval, shock, awe, upset, but it happens when something is built, something is unstable and built on something instability, sorry. I don't know why I keep saying unstable. It's unstable and instability. That was weird. Mercury retrograde. Anyway, the idea of the Tower card is that Spirit sees you in a very stuck situation and says, we're going to have to shake it up. We're going to have to shake things up for this person because they're clearly not learning the lesson. It's quite the opposite of what has happened here. This is you taking charge of the lesson, you enacting the lesson, you learning from the lesson. It's interesting. I see all of this kind of flotsam and jetsam. I see all of this as like little, I don't know, like amoebas, bacteria, but like the good kind of bacteria. You know how they say, because Spirit's just giving it to me right now. Because I love trees, and I hope that you do too as an earth sign, but I love trees. And this is kind of a recent phenomena in the past few years of my life. I've started to really appreciate nature, but especially the trees. And anytime I get the opportunity to be next to a tree, just touch a tree, to thank a tree, I do it. And they say that when you go out in nature, you should touch trees because the surface of the bark has really important, it's like a very important microbiome. Just keep going with me on this one. There's like a very special microbiome that has healthy bacteria, for all intents and purposes, that are good for our own personal ecosystem. And I see something like that here with this card. It's almost as if there's this understanding with you now that not everything that you were told is true. So when we hear the word bacteria, for example, we think bad, we think dirty, we think it's something that we want to keep far, far away from us. And then we come to realize through educating ourselves and having a greater understanding that there is such a thing as healthy bacteria, that there is such a thing as something that helps our gut and helps our immunity, right? So there is something here, not talking literally about bacteria, although you could be starting to take supplements and et cetera, probiotics, whatever. That could be a message for somebody out there who, you know, is feeling some kind of bloating or some kind of inflammation, to maybe perhaps look into those remedies and looking at the gut biome. Anyway, consult your doctor on that. But it's more about looking at a situation where you were told something was bad for you, and then you come to realize as an adult or as somebody who has done a little bit more research that it's actually, whatever the situation is that you're moving into, it's actually a good thing. Maybe the idea of change itself, right? Like, there's some people that are really scared of change, and maybe you just said, no, change is good. Change is necessary for growth. And I see that here clarified for you in the past energy with the High Priestess, whose counterpart in this card is the Swan. High Priestess energy is Pisces. So we're dealing with somebody, you, who is very well connected to the watery depths, the unconscious energies, the spiritual realms, right? The Swan is its counterpart in this deck, and when we think of swans, we see them graceful and beautiful on the surface, but we don't know what's happening underneath the surface. That there's a lot of paddling, there's a lot of footwork, there's a lot of movement. There has to be a lot of movement under the surface for the water to remain still. Kind of like the, I don't know, I just saw this video too about like car suspension and shock absorbers. Like, what do I know about stuff like that? But when the suspension on a car is really great, really in alignment, there's that word, alignment, the ground beneath the car can be rocky and chaotic, but the ride can be smooth as butter, right? So there's something to that energy that people may not know or understand everything it took, the sacrifice that it took for you to get to this space of knowingness, of wisdom, insight, to appear this way. You know, people don't know. I mean, you know. And I think Spirit just drew my attention to the curious heart again. There's a part of you as the High Priestess that continues to ask questions. Maybe this is the exploration of spirituality itself. Maybe you grew up in, and I'm not dogging this, it's just an example. Maybe you grew up in a very religious household and it never really resonated with you, and you've discovered other spiritual teachings or philosophies or whatever it is. And maybe you were always taught that other things were bad and that we should follow this way, and now you're saying, well, I like both, or I resonate more with this than this, right? So let's get a clarifier for, I'm going to ask Spirit what you sacrificed, because I'm interested. What's the sacrifice, Spirit? A lot of cards came out. Too many cards. Well, 6 cards. I can't take 6. Just 1 card, please, Spirit. So take 6 cards in a Mercury retrograde. Be here all day. Just 1 card, please, on the sacrifice energy. Thank you. That's Princess of Cups. Yeah, Page of Cups. This is Princess of Cups, is Page of Cups. This is now what I see. There's some kind of offer that was, there's some kind of offer that was rescinded. Page of Cups, Princess of Cups is somebody offering a cup of love or an apology. And there's something here where I feel as though something was rescinded. It's like it takes these backsies, right? Like or there was the intention to apologize or the intention to give, and then last minute somebody decided not to. I can't tell if it's you or the other person, the other party, the other situation. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be a job. Takesies, backsies. I hate that. Why do I keep saying it? I hate takesies, backsies. It's weird. I just picked up this crystal. This is Sharrowit. This is to access the violet flame. One of my favorite crystals, just in general. I have some here as well. I have them everywhere in my room. I have so many Sharrowit, I can't even count. But I started like rubbing this like almost obsessively, and it's almost as if I feel a little bit of resentment. Okay, I had to put the crystal down because I was like, nope, I don't want to feel that way. I feel, let's hold something else, some Lodolite for groundedness. I feel some resentment about something. Maybe this aspect of your life, you know, where you felt like being a swan is beautiful energy. It's a kind of up-leveling. And maybe you were diving into spiritual realms, and like so many people that have recently or in the recent past have had their spiritual awakening. So many parts of people who undergo that process have up-level their lives. Like they start to attract abundance. There could be somebody here that is envious of that, and it's causing some resentment either on your part or theirs. Your part meaning it's, you know, I could see you saying, you know, can't you just be happy for me? Or on the other party's part, where it's just like resenting you for kind of making them feel left behind, right? These are complicated energies in the past. What's going on in the present energy? Could you be more fabulous, Virgo? You got the Empress card, my personal favorite in any tarot deck. Number 3 in the major arcana, the power of all 4 queens. She's the master attractor and divine feminine energy. And her counterpart is the peacock. This is the Empress kind of floating above everything. The peacock. It's almost as if even if there were detractors and people in the peanut gallery telling you how to live your life, you were like, F that, I'm going through that portal, come hell or high water. And guess what happened on the other side? You up-leveled and you're looking good doing it. Really channeling the power of all 4 queens. What does that mean in tarot? The cups The Pentacles, the Swords, and the Wands. Earth, air, fire, water. Using our emotional intelligence, our strategic intelligence, our resources, our two hands, and our mind, our inertia, our passion for life, putting all those things together in divine feminine energy, right? Which also involves, you know, a sense of receptivity, receiving, to make things come to fruition for us. And looking damn good while you're doing it. What is it clarified by? Freaking Queen of Pentacles and the Geomancer. Talk about beautiful groundedness and generosity. You know, it's like taking from the earth only to give back to the earth. In this beautiful marriage between you and nature. This Queen of Pentacles is sitting in a patch. Sorry, this one's a little difficult to see the other side. Maybe if I... She's sitting in a patch of strawberries. There's strawberries. There's a strawberry here and two strawberries here. And in, I don't know, I don't even remember what reading it was. I was saying like a patch of strawberries, or strawberries themselves are so sultry, succulent. They're aphrodisiacs. They're juicy, right? All of these kind of luscious, delicious words to describe your present energy. You're winning, Virgo. Or at least the Virgo I'm talking to. This is beautiful. Beautiful. This is like, can we just stop here in the reading because it's absolutely stunning. Really connected to Mother Nature as well. Can I have a clarifier on the Empress? What are we attracting? Princess of Swords. Page of Swords. Curious eyes. That's what we're attracting. People looking at us. People looking at Virgo. What is Virgo doing? Shining that light on Virgo. Curious about Virgo. You know, not everybody wants to be in that position where like all eyes are looking at you. But I feel like it's your time, Virgo. I just feel like it's your time. It's about time. And another beautiful synchronicity here, the number 7 card, Chariot, Cancer energy in the major arcana. Its counterpart is the spirit plane. In terms of renditions, visual renditions in this particular deck, this one is my favorite, the spirit plane. So this is the Chariot. You can see the car here, the headlights on, rain falling down, kind of spirit's energy right there. And then the spirit plane, which is just like everything I want it to be and more. Let me try to get a great angle of this because it's difficult. Sorry, Virgo. I'm just trying to, it's just so amazing. But I think it also depends on like the light outside, and it's just like a vortex, right? You can tell. It's like vortex energy. We have a galaxy up here and like all these stars, and who knows where it leads. It's like interdimensionality. It's like, it's so, talk about juicy. This card is juicy, and it's synchronous because it's 7/7. Okay, so Chariot card talks about victory, talks about a mastery over the light and the shadow, aspects of who we are. And when we can master those things, then we can work with the universe. We can work with the 5th dimension. There was a reason I was holding on to this crystal. This is the violet flame, the 5th dimension, where the Akashic records reside. all the information regarding our past, present, and all potential futures, wrapped up in the Akashic Records, spirit plane. You are going to start asking some really tough questions about the meaning of life, and I couldn't be more excited. And look, curious heart, right? This is a card for me, for you, for curiosity, right? Like, just unabashedly so is what I want to say. And with the Six of Pentacles, Six of Trees, clarifying that, it's like the steps that you take towards spirit, they're going to take towards you. Six of Pentacles talks about reciprocity. It's not just from other people, but it's about this idea that spirit is doling out equal amounts of abundance or information, right? So the more questions, it's almost like the more questions that you ask spirit, they'll start to kind of uncover a picture for you. Like, things will start to unravel for you in a good way. Can I have a clarifier on the Six of Pentacles, please? Look, see? Two of Wands, Seven of Swords, Four of Cups. Lots of cards, but felt right to take these. Two of Wands. Where does this road lead, spirit? Where does this road lead? Where are we going? Where are we going? We're going somewhere. Where are we going? And spirit is saying, be patient. Take what you need, what you understand, what you can handle. The Seven of Swords. Four of Cups. All will be revealed. If you believe that this cup is kind of meant for you, this is the Ace of Cups in this card, that isn't quite grasped onto. Four of Cups can sometimes talk about apathy, but I don't feel that in this card because there's such peacefulness in this energy. It also could be talking about you asking these questions in meditation. Ooh, Virgo, whoever the Virgos I'm talking to, you're really going for gold. Right? Going for gold in terms of your inquiry into your own essence, your own reason for being. These are not easy things to do, and you have to be really brave to ask questions like this. So I'm super excited for you. I'm always excited for people that start asking questions of the self. That's the hardest thing one can do, and it's the most courageous thing one can do when you start to question. Not to the point where you like lose yourself. We don't want to get there, because we're spiritual beings in a human body, right? We still need to connect to our groundedness, right? Connect to our groundedness, connect to the earth, connect to other people. It's important. However, if we have that healthiness about being in the human experience, then we can kind of fling ourselves out into the great beyond of esoteric thought. So I'm remembering a video that I saw online of a guy who was talking about trees, and he was saying trees grow in both directions at once. They grow into the darkness and they grow into the light at the same time, in equal measure. And so that's kind of that's the image that I want you to have for yourself right now, that you're growing in both directions, where you're rooted really firmly, but because you're so firmly rooted, you can kind of cast yourself off in different directions of thought, of philosophy, personal philosophy, of spirituality, inquiry, right? Curious heart. And then we end with advice from spirit. Page of Pentacles, another card of curiosity. That's 3 pages in this reading. The Pathfinder. You blazing a trail. Look at that. It's like you walked through the woods with this groundedness, and then you're kind of morphing into a light being, blazing a trail for yourself. It's interesting though, because it comes with the Five of Wands, Five of Embers. This can talk about inner chaos and conflict. And guess what? When you start to have spiritual awakening, this is exactly what happens. Because you're questioning, right? Here other people were questioning you, right? Virgo, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are turning into this high priestess empress energy? This, for me, this is like in the same person. For me, it doesn't get any more powerful. And I ascribe to both of these, if I do say so myself, right? Doesn't get any more beautiful and powerful. Look at that peacock and swan. Forget it. Unstoppable, right? And people questioning you. And then here you are diving into the depths of the cosmos and perhaps questioning it. Like, whoa, what did I... This is just shaking up the foundation and of everything that I thought I knew. But isn't that where the excitement is? Let me get a clarifier on that. If we're getting the clarifier on the Five of Wands, please, Spirit. Why the Five of Wands? Why the Five of... Whoa! Seven of Wands in reverse. Didn't get a direct answer to why the Five of Wands is here, but Spirit is... This is advice from Spirit. Recognize the Five of Wands. Recognize that there's going to be parts of you that are in conflict with each other, like the rational part of you and the spiritual part of you might be butting heads, but Spirit is saying be open to it, right? Seven of Wands can be a card of blocking. Spirit is saying you're not going to find all the answers out right here in this reading at minute 32. You're not going to find out about that. That's part of the mystery for you to uncover. But the key here and our advice is be open. Don't block it. You can question, but allow it to wash over you. Allow it to be a thought in your mind. Meditate on it. Contemplate it. Make your own decision. Whatever you decide. Whatever you decide will be your reality. So that's your reading, Virgo. This was pretty awesome. Kind of wish this was mine. If it resonated, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Virgo.